The sky went dark in the middle of the day. Birds stopped singing. The wind froze. Even the sun disappeared. And at the exact moment the moon swallowed the light. He was born. Before we continue, subscribe, because this story might change the way you see fate forever. The villagers called it a sign. A child born during a total eclipse could only mean one thing: disaster. His mother died the same night. They said it was weakness. But whispers spread quickly. The eclipse child took her. His father tried to silence the rumors. But 3 days later, lightning struck their home during a clear sky. Only the boy survived. From then on, people stopped calling him by name. They called him Omen. As he grew, strange things followed. A teacher who defended him slipped down the stairs the next morning. A boy who befriended him drowned in shallow water. A neighbor who gave him bread fell ill without reason. Every time someone cared, something terrible happened. Kael began to understand the pattern. Attachment meant death. So he stopped speaking. Stopped smiling. Stopped existing in the lives of others. Years passed. He lived at the edge of the village, in a small broken house where even the wind sounded afraid. He believed one thing: if he remained alone, no one else would die. If you're still watching at this point, drop a comment with "I'm still here." Let's see who truly follows this story. One afternoon, someone knocked on his door. No one had done that in years. It was a girl. She held a walking stick. Her eyes were pale and unfocused. She was blind. "I heard you live alone," she said softly. "I thought you might like company." He said nothing. "You don't have to hide," she continued. "I can't see your curse." He froze. "How do you know?" he finally asked. She smiled. "Because I can't see anything at all." Her name was Elira. And she visited again the next day. And the next. She spoke about the wind, about how it felt different before rain. She spoke about the warmth of sunlight. She described the world not through sight, but through feeling. For the first time in years, Kael laughed. And that terrified him. Because laughter meant attachment. And attachment meant death. He tried pushing her away. Told her she would die if she stayed. She only smiled again. "If death comes," she said gently, "then at least I'll know I wasn't alone." Days turned into weeks. Nothing happened. No accidents. No lightning. No sudden illness. Kael began to hope. Maybe the curse wasn't real. Maybe it was fear. Maybe the eclipse meant nothing at all. Then the sky darkened again. Another eclipse. Villagers panicked. They remembered the last one. They remembered him. A mob formed outside his home. They blamed him for every tragedy. They dragged him into the street. Elira ran after them, calling his name. The villagers shouted that killing him would end the curse. Kael did not resist. If his death meant safety for others, maybe it was worth it. They raised their weapons. Then something unexpected happened. The eclipse passed. The light returned. And nothing happened. No storm. No death. No sign from the heavens. The villagers hesitated. In that silence, Elira stepped forward. "You were afraid," she said calmly. "You turned fear into a curse." She reached for Kael's hand. "And he believed you." The truth struck harder than any weapon. Every tragedy had been coincidence. Every loss amplified by superstition. Kael had spent his life punishing himself for events he never caused. The villagers slowly lowered their weapons. Shame replaced anger. Years later, the eclipse child was no longer called Omen. He was called Guardian. Because when bandits attacked the village one winter night, Kael stood at the front. Not as a curse, but as a shield. And Alira stood beside him. Because she had never seen darkness when she looked at him. Only warmth. If this story moved you even a little, subscribe and share it, and tell me below, do you believe in fate, or do we create our own curses?